Okay, for this video, I'll be discussing the history of transportation. And this is module 1. So, transportation is movement or conveying of persons or goods from one location to another. So, that's transportation. Now, since time immemorial, people really made transportation as a way of life. In fact, when NASA launched a online petition kung sino yung gustong sumama sa Mars, there were around almost 2 million. 2 milyong Pilipino yung gustong pumunta ng Mars. Although, NASA clarified that it's only for your family name. Your name will be transported to Mars. But who knows, in the future, we can go to Mars. Now, man's need to travel dates back as early as the creation of man. So, of course, we know the story of Adam and Eve, where after eating the forbidden tree, they were sent out by God from the paradise of Eden. And they started walking. And, of course, other biblical passage, we have, this is the story of Exodus, where the Israelites were sent out from Egypt going to the land of promise. Okay? And this is the Exodus, and others become nomadic. When you say nomadic, they constantly migrate from one place to another according to their own detailed knowledge or exploitable resources. So that's the meaning of nomad. They constantly travel from one place to another. Then you have various ancient modes of transportation. You have the manpower. Ito yung ginagamit before. Early man who had no domesticated animals carried his own burdens. Ito yung natawag ng rikso. Yung mga tao ang naghihila ng burdens. Because this is the means of transportation during this time. Then, of course, you have walking. Walking is the earliest form of transportation. Sabi nga, it was man's first use. Yun yung unang ginamit ng tao for transportation. Coincidentally, the English word pedestrian, di ba? Pedestrian tayo, naglakad sa daan, pedestrian, was coined from Latin word pedester, which means to travel by foot. So, when you say pedestrian, it comes from Latin word pedester, which means to travel by foot. Then, of course, you have the carrying pole. Okay. Ito yung example ng carrying pole. In China, other parts of Far East, their carrying pole was very popular device. Again, to lessen the burden. And there are still people using carrying pole. There was even one documentary, yung tinatawag nilang ambulansya di paa. Kasi yung may sakit na galing sa bundok, dinadaan lang sa ambulansyang di paa, which is a carrying pole. Then, you have the backload and pump line. Okay? So, ito yung example niyan. Yan. Makikita pa rin natin to sa mga cultural minorities natin, especially Ipugaw, mga Mangyan, Gurut. Kasi nga, ito yung means of transporting their goods. Okay? Mga goods nila. Pati na rin yung anak nila. Then you have sledge on rollers. Again, moving of heavy burdens. Ito ginamit para sa mga heavy burdens. As may placing on sledge and rested on series of rollers. So, ito yung sledge. Yung nasa ilalim, ito yung mga rollers. So again, this is used for carrying heavy burdens or loads. Then you have sledge runners. Simple sledge, probably man-drone. Ito, man-drone naman to. Okay? Was used at the end of the Old Stone Age. So, yan yung sledge on runners. Then you have trabos, or traboa, pool arrangement that serve as platform which burdens are placed. So, it's a pool arrangement. Yan, pool arrangement. And apart from cross-beam, cross-beam pools are then dragged by human or animals. I think they still use, in scouting, ginagamit pa rin yan, trabos, Then you have animal power. The domestication of animal greatly increased the potential power available for transportation. So, na-discover ng mga tao na pwede pala yung mga domesticated animal na gawing means of transportation. Pwedeng gawing means of transportation. So, dito na also yung animal power. Then, of course, even during the time of Jesus Christ, ox was widely used. Ito yung yoke. Okay, yoke. No? Carries the burdens, ox. And they were widely used in Mesopotamia, which is now Iran. No? Used to drop animals to draw war chariots. Then you have reindeer. No? These were first domesticated in Siberia. Siberia is yan sa Russia yan. In the beginning of Christian era, famous for being identified as Christmas, especially Santa Claus. So, yan, ginagamit ni Santa Claus yan. Yung pinakasikat na reindeer probably, si Rodolph. No? Rodolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Then, of course, you have the dog. Far northern hemisphere, dogs, steam-drawing sledges are the chief means of transportation sa mga polar, sa mga nasa taas, no? Bagay ng mundo, mga Icelands, Antarctic, ang ginagamit nila doon ay yung mga aso as a means of transportation. Then you have donkeys, no, or ass, was first located in the Middle East. Donkey caravans carry goods between cities of Southeast Asia and Egypt. No? And ito, this is the story of Mama Mary and Jesus, and they were riding donkey going to Bethlehem. Then you have llama. Our pre-Columbian American, llama was the only New World animal other than the dog that is capable of domestication for use of transportation. So, ito yung gigamit sa pre-Columbian America. Yung llama din. Kasi, malalaki din ito eh. Pwedeng gamitin sa transportation. Then you have the elephant. Elephant is Carthaginians use African elephants in their war against Rome. So, even before elephants are used in war, not only for transportation, but also for war, especially against Rome. In Burma and Thailand, these animals are widely used in lumber industry. Ito yung gamit sa pag-carry ng mga lumber sa bundok. Especially Burma is now Myanmar, no? Myanmar and Thailand, no? Thailand. Then you have horse. Around 2000 BC, horse-drawn chariots appeared in Southeast Asia. And 1,000 years later, the Persians arrived with cavalry with gave mobility and power to German tribes who invaded Europe and Central Asia, conqueror Genghis Khan. So, ito yung ginamit ni Genghis Khan, no? Genghis Khan is a conqueror ng China. He is a Mongolian, no? The Great Mogul to The Great Mogul to si Genghis Khan. Then you have camel, no? There are two kinds of camel, the Central Asian two-humpered camel and one-humpered species in Middle East. So, yan yung camel. They are usually used by Arab nomads, no? Kasi they are considered the kings of the desert. Kasi alam naman yung camel, they can travel very far without compromising their yung need for water, no? Kasi nag-store sila ng water. So, camel is best used for long journey, and especially in deserted area. Then you have yak, long-haired type of cattle. Cattle yan, no? Long-haired lang sila. And usually found in Tibetan plateau. Tibet is this is a boundary between China and India, no? Yan banda yan. So, mga sa bulubuting lugar yan, ginagamit ang yak. Then, of course, you have various ancient modes of air transportation. You have ancient Chinese kite. Kites have been flown as popular pastime in Far East since the beginning of history. No? So, again, kite is used for transportation of goods and, of course, communication. Then you have the Da Vinci ornithopter. Ornithopter, During the Great Renaissance, artist Leonardo da Vinci made the study of flight of birds. So, ito ay flight of birds. So, basically, yung ornithopter, model niyan is yung may flapping wings siya like those of birds. So, ang model nito is bird. Kasi they observed, how can a bird fly? So, kasi may wings, so flapping wings. They thought na they can fly using this model. But unfortunately, hindi na mangyari yan. Then, you have Lilienthal glider. Otto Lilienthal, a German inventor who also made a study of flight of birds farther than Da Vinci by building ornithopters with gliders. So, gumagamit siya ng gliders. Until now, gliders are used. Sa mga matataas na lugar. Gliders are used. So, this is the innovation of Otto Lilienthal, German inventor. Then you have Santos Dumont's airship, one of the pioneers of lighter than aircraft. It is steam power balloons. It's a balloon that is steam power. So dito nagsimula yung steam engine for air transportation, steam power. And ito yung mamalaki, it's a balloon. You want to experiment that as a means of transportation. But ang nagtagumpay talaga was the Wright brothers. Ito si Wright, si Orville and Wilbur Wright. Sila yung the father of flying, and they are successful in coming up with a flying machine. And this is the theory of the air difference, the elementary theory of light. Dito nagsimula yung elementary theory of light na may air difference para yung pakpak, ito yung mag-lift ng isang bagay. So yan yung theory ng Wright brothers. Then of course it was further studied by Lindbergh, and Lindbergh coming with Lindbergh Spirit of St. Louis. But this is just an improvement of the work of the Wright brothers. And because of this, aviation was rapid for air mail, especially during World War. It was used as epitome of the plane, or the model of the plane. Okay, I think that's the last part of this video. Thank you, and see you on our next video.